YouTube Zodiacs, what's good? It's your favorite Gemini, KashDaGemini, and I am back with another episode of the Kashing Out Show. This is episode 38. Got my guy Brenton in the building, man. What is going on? How are you doing on this illustrious day after Hump Day? It's Thursday, bro. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing well. Looking forward to this.
Hey, no doubt, man. No doubt. Dude, like, you never know when you're going to be called upon. You never know. You never know. I mean, it could be episode 1. Well, not really because that's already taken, but it could be 30, 38, 39, 30, 40, 41. You never know when you're going to be called upon, man. So I appreciate you coming, and we're going to have a good time. But before we get started, we have to say hello to the wonderful people who keep this going, man. Vane 21. I'll claim first. My game actually starts when this show does this week, so sorry to miss it live, but good guest this week. Shout out to Vane, man. Edwin Diaz, what's going on, man? Appreciate you being here. Watson Chunky in the building. Dennis Perez, what's going on, man? Nathan in the building. What's going on, Nathan? Norman Rich, what's good, man? What's good? Brenton Banner doing double duty, man. Here we go. It's your boy, Brenton Palmer. Pew, 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 pew. Shout out John Everyday Collector, and shout out my man Dean as well, man. Let's see who. So we get everybody. Aiden Martinez. Oh man, what's going on, Aiden? Appreciate you being here. Future man Luke. I'm very certain I am buying a statue in the future, man. My future is not looking bright so far, but that's okay. Oh, actually, okay. Yep. Terry, what's going on, Terry? I got one coming. I forgot. What's going on, Alan? Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here, Alan. It looks like we are all caught up with the chat. Oh, Vibranium Jim is sneaking in late. Come on, Jim. Hey, Jim, you my guy. You my guy.
You're gonna be late, buddy.
You my guy, Jim. You my guy. No, but what's going on, everybody? Mark Pearson in the building. Mark P in the building, man. Dude. Crazy, man. So, Brenton, we're all caught up with the chat, man. I'm gonna get started with you. First of all, it's really a pleasure to have you on, man. We talk quite a bit off stage. A lot of people don't know that. When it does come with, YouTube panel members, like you get to know a little bit of these people more on a personal level, opposed to just maybe commenting under that person's comment or whatever, if they're asking the questions in one of the BISO trade groups or whatever. You guys, start being on the same shows and maybe chatting, behind scenes and stuff. So we've got to know each other a little bit here. And I had made a comment to you in private. I'm like, dude, I don't think me and you as a pair is a great pairing. We might enable each other without even trying, bro.
I know. You were asking me questions, and then you're like, I think I regret asking you questions if I should buy this statue because you're kind of just like enabling me to do so.
Dude, like, it's crazy, and I'm gonna pull it up, right? We're gonna have a good show, man. This one might be a little different, guys, but just bear with us here. We're gonna definitely have a good show. I'm pulling up right now XM Studios. Let's see here. Doctor Strange, right? So I got
Hmm.
XM Studios Doctor Strange pulling up. And while I'm pulling this up, let me ask you this question. You already have the sideshow version of Doctor Strange. So with that being said, why do you want the XM Studios version? What's going on, Warren Dante? Appreciate you being here.
So for this one, it strikes me as such a classic version of Doctor Strange that comes right out of like the 70s, where it kind of has an aesthetic that you would find in like your grandma's house or something that
Oh
was like
wow.
buying all of her furniture in there, and that's perfect for Doctor Strange because he very has a very old style to him.
Right.
Like his Sanctum Sanctorum is just cluttered with kind of old relics in a time that's been forgotten, and this definitely captures that for me.
Yeah, Vibranium Gem says they made a custom head for the XM Strange. I did not know that. Um, See, I really like it. The only thing that bothers me, okay, first of all, I like this proximity piece to go with the statue, the book here. I
Oh yeah, that
love
looks
I
great.
love that. I love that. But how do you feel about his cape? That's the only thing that it's like I just wish I could see it in person without actually buying it just to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I like it because it's such a different pose statue wise. Like it doesn't bother me that the cloak is kind of grown or is longer than it would normally be, because I think that he just executed that statue so well with him hovering like that. So I'm okay with it.
Okay, okay. So you're fine with it based on like it's essentially being used as support.
Yeah, yeah, that doesn't bother me. It doesn't take away from the statue because I think there's enough there that, you kind of just focus in on him hovering, whatever his hands are doing, and that
Oh,
extra piece that's there.
yeah.
Now that's kind of odd on the back, but
What do you mean, like when you look at it from the back, or?
that whole eye on the back, that I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
why what inspired that.
yeah. I'm not sure either. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Mr. X, don't quote me on this, but I believe Mr. X had mentioned the same thing in his review. But he was also, I think he was saying like it's not really an issue because it's like obviously it's facing the wall, so you'll never see it, but it's still one of those things that's a little like head scratcher, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, like why add it?
yeah, man. Edwin makes a good point. I prefer the black cosmic head sculpt. I do prefer this head sculpt. I don't know why, but I just prefer this one on it. Like, what do you think about this one here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I prefer it, but I like that it's included because it's very rare. This
Hmm.
was such a small time in the comics that they pulled this from that it's kind of fun to have that addition in the statue. So it just shows XM is really good at capturing uh, comic details.
Okay, okay, yeah. I think this is really cool though, man. I like it. Um, I like how he's holding this ball here. I mean, it kind of gives it just a different feel for me. It's very cool. Do you wish the sideshow version actually had this book with holding up by the hands here?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think that would completely add to it. But then you would have to restructure the whole statue because it wouldn't make sense of him coming out of a portal, doing a spell, and then having the spell book right there. So you would
Okay.
have to go back to the execution of what you're trying to portray in the statue.
Okay, okay, I got you. That definitely makes sense. Then that makes sense. Yeah, man. Just wanted to get your quick thoughts on that there, man, because I know we were both talking about it. Looks like we got Pudgy in the building. What's going on, Pudgy? Buck Things. I appreciate you being here. Um, I was told Jim Mint would be here. I want my money back. Okay, if you don't know the joke, if you look at the thumbnail, it looks like Jim Mint a little bit. And after they said it, like I can't unsee it for whatever reason. It's your boy Jim Mint. I just
I
can't
just
unsee it, man.
that seems racial. I don't
Oh
know.
wow, what's going on, Eddie? Should you be here? But behind you, man, and I'll get a close up real quick. But behind you, you actually have. It's not your first technical statue, but it's your first purchase statue. How do you feel about that, Doctor Strange behind you?
Oh, I mean, it's a great statue. I really like it. I admire that. The cape is executed so well, and even the portal effect, the paint that Sideshow did on that whole portal effect and his spell effect in his hand,
Yeah.
they just really nailed that. And I love the sculpt of Doctor Strange. So I'm thrilled with this statue. It was a great first purchase.
Yeah, definitely, man. What do you think is the differences between the sideshow version and the XM one in terms of like if you could only have one, why would you go with sideshow since that's the one you do have over XM? And like what makes you want the XM one still since you do have that sideshow one?
Well, that's just more of me being a huge Doctor Strange fan. So, I'm okay with having multiple. I don't feel the need to be like, oh, I just have one of that character that I really like, and that's it. I collect multiples of things that I like. So it's just probably my personality more than anything. And I mean, you could say that it portrays like two different styles of Doctor Strange. The sideshow is a lot more modern,
Hmm.
whereas I get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
70s comic vibe from the XM where he's like hanging out in the sanctum.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. So you feel like the XM one is more of what you would get from a comic book.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, in the sideshow one, he has the comic esque costume, but I
Hmm.
feel like that it's more movie inspired than it is maybe comic inspired.
Okay, okay, okay. Cool, man. Cool. And we gotta keep it. We gotta keep it XM. And I'm just gonna keep it statues right now before we take it back. You know what I mean? But going to XM, bro. Like Hawk is your guy, man. We even put him on the thumbnail. So with Hawk being your guy, like, what made your second purchase? And I mean second, people. You got Transformation Hawk as your second purchase. Like
Well,
that's
actually, it
kind
was
of
the
mind
third.
blowing, bro.
You have to remember it was the third.
Oh shit! I forgot about. Oh
Yeah.
damn, man! I forgot about Scarlet Witch. Let me put some respect on her name, bro. Ah, Scarlet Witch. Okay, bro. Still third or fourth or fifth. Man, that's veteran numbers there, Brenton. Transformation Hawk. That's a veteran move, man. That's a veteran move, man. What's going on, bro?
Well, that was, that was a lot of talking to everybody of like, you really want a Hulk?
Yeah,
Which one do you go for? So I mean, looking at the options out there, it seemed like it was harder to find a classic Hulk that, because it seemed like no one did a newer one. Like maybe this XM
yeah,
transformation is possibly the newest classic Hulk available,
right.
but then everyone, like, I was kind of influenced by the community a little bit where they're like, if you're gonna get one, this is like the one that the community agrees on. Like, there's rarely anything bad is said about it. Whereas some other Hulk pieces, I've heard, there's some negative comments about some of the Hulk pieces that I'm interested in, but the transformation
Yeah,
definitely wasn't one of them. And just to capture that whole effect of going from Bruce Banner to the Hulk is such a fascinating moment in comics and TV and in movies. Like, everybody loves seeing that transformation, going from a man into a monster.
do you feel like there's any other character that can actually be executed well enough to do it? Because I know Jean Grey Phoenix is coming with Sideshow, but do you feel like is there another character that you would want to see done that could even be done based on its lore?
Uh, I'd say a close one may be
Sup,
like
Rom?
Venom. I
Ooh,
think
okay, okay,
Venom
yeah,
you could
yeah,
probably do because
yeah,
he kind of goes through that transformation every time too, and I love the look of that. Or anybody that gives you like the half Eddie, half Venom head sculpt, if they can execute that well, I'm there for
is Maestro next?
it. I don't think so. I love Maestro though because that's it. Future Imperfect is one of my favorite Hulk stories,
Yeah,
so it's definitely up there. So I could see, it'd be cool to have them, and I love all those proximity pieces. Like, I feel XM, they kind of have me hooked. I'm a sucker for the added details and proximity
yeah,
pieces that they
yeah.
add.
And that's the reason why I've been looking at that Strange now, and I had left it alone, man. But when you brought it up, I'm like, damn it, I got it out my head, and now it's creeped back in there, not due to my own fault, by the way. And now it's back in my head now. So every now and then I keep going back to it. I keep going back to it, man. So it's kind of crazy, man. But I'm very happy for you to be able to get those. So my last
Yeah,
question
thank you.
to you on Transformation Hawk, and you don't have to disclose the price, obviously, of what you did pay for it, to the public. But do you feel the price that you did pay, well, not necessarily what you paid, but do you feel the price that it's inflated to is worth it for what you are getting?
Uh, I think so because I think it's 1/4, but I feel like it's
Right.
still really massive. Like, if he was actually closer to Doctor Strange, I feel like the Hulk would kind of dwarf him a little bit. But I think the angle in the background here makes them look closer in size than what
Yeah,
they
because
maybe
it's
really
farther
are.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, because I put him next to the Superman Call of Action, and I swear to God, it makes it look like a 1/6 statue when he's
Man,
like next to that.
yeah.
So I think the size of it, the details, um, I have to say I'm very impressed with it. I can't not appreciate it. Like I come down into the man cave and just kind of take it all in for a little bit every day and just admire it and be like, "Yep, that was worth it."
Dude, again, very happy for you. Congrats. I know it's something you talked about for a couple, for a while. Then you were able to actually go ahead and pull that trigger. So again, congratulations. And
Thank you.
I'm not gonna get to Scarlet Witch just yet. Maybe I won't.
Okay.
But I gotta ask you about Superman Call to Action because how you were actually able to obtain it was actually very, very good. Now, for the people out there who don't know, Sideshow, they announce it quite frequently that they do give away free statues. And Brenton just happened to be the lucky guy who happened to get a free statue. Like, can you walk us through that process? Like, how the hell did that happen, man? Were you surprised?
Oh yeah, I was definitely surprised. It's one of those things where you're like, "Oh yeah, I'll do this," but the chances of me winning are so small that it'll be a joke. Uh, it's one of those Gleam things that they do. So you know how they do different formats for giveaways. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it'll be within the YouTube stream that they're doing or this and that. So it was a Gleam. So you just had to go and get entries, and they give you, if you pay attention, there's like so many ways to enter. Like if you sign up with like your Twitter account, that's like 20 entries or something. So I went through and I did almost like all of them. And I was like, you know what? Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
So it was just the luck of the draw that I got the email like weeks later saying you won. And I showed my wife that email and she was just like, "Oh, that's a scam." Like
Oh, wow.
like be careful. That can't be real because it's like I never win anything.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's what I recommend. If they do more of those giveaways and you're interested in something, just enter in all that stuff. Follow all the things they have you follow, and that's the way to do it. Get as many of those entries as you can.
Now on this statue here, it's actually a pretty solid statue, especially for a Superman a fan. I mean, you're getting a little bit of a mixture between Clark Kent and Superman, so it's pretty cool. When you happen to get something for free, whether it's from Sideshow, whether it's from a YouTube giveaway, or anything like this, like do you feel like obviously it's yours, you want it, you can obviously sell it if you want to. Like
Hmm.
if anybody ever gets a giveaway from me, if you happen to sell it the next day, hey, you want it, it's yours. Whatever you do with it, it's yours. But you feel like something I did win.
Uh, you know, I think it holds a little bit of a special place when you
Yeah,
win something. So
like
it's
a
like something I
story.
would never get rid of because it's like, it's something that it just has that little extra sentimental value to it. So I don't think I could ever just sell it and be like, oh, I'm going to make a profit on this. Because I don't think that would sit well. And it just reminded me of like one of my favorite Christmas movies. Have you seen A Christmas Story?
Oh yeah, many times,
Where
bro,
yeah, they
many
always run it
times.
24 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's when he's like, "Oh, I won a major award."
Yeah.
That's what that was kind of the joke in my house for a few days. I was like, "Oh, my major award's coming." So,
Man, crazy, bro. Congrats on that, bro. Seriously, congratulations. That's definitely pretty cool, man.
yeah, thank you.
Pretty cool. So I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, man. We're gonna take it back. We'll get back to some statues and stuff, but I just want to take it back, man. So let me ask you this, man. 80s or 90s? What was the era that you grew up in? 80s or 90s?
Well, it's definitely late 80s into the 90s.
Okay, so a little bit of both, but you're very,
Yeah,
very familiar with the 90s though.
correct. Yep.
Okay, so would you say what we were able to get between X-Men, Spider-Man, um, Batman, and obviously there's so many more cartoons, Dragon Ball Z, etc. So there's a lot of cartoons, but specifically just the Marvel and DC ones. Do you feel what we were able to get back then will ever be touched from an animated standpoint, because now we get the films, but we don't actually get the series.
Animation wise, I don't think so. Only because, I grew up watching those cartoons. So Spider Man the animated series was my favorite.
Oh, hands down.
And then I would watch X Men the animated series. But then they also started doing Iron Man,
Hmm.
Silver Surfer, Incredible Hulk,
Yep.
Fantastic Four. And I watched all those. And the nice thing is they're now all on Disney Plus. So you can go back and watch them if you'd like.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so
But
many
in
different versions of Spider-Man on there as well. Like you can really go all the way back from Spider-Woman, and I think what a lot of people should do. Correct me if I'm wrong on the year, but there's a Spider-Man TV show going all the way back, if I'm not mistaken, to the '60s, and that one is
yes.
really,
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that's where that pointing meme came from.
Yeah,
So it's going to be different. So the animation won't be nearly as
yeah,
good, but
'67. Yeah, it won't be as nearly as good, but if you just watch it purely for what it is, like you're getting art that pretty much looks like this.
mhm.
And here's the meme you're talking about. But however, like it's very good if you just kind of want to go back to the roots of everything. You know what I mean? That's what I like doing as a person who didn't grow up reading comics and stuff, and I get to watch stuff like this. I like going back to the roots and getting to see, like, okay, what was the first show, the second, and I can actually go back
Mhm.
and rewatch everything, learn. Okay, now I can actually tell you, oh, I don't actually need the whole version of the Sinister Six. I don't care for Vulture. I don't care for Craven, for example. I only like Doc Ock. I only like Mysterio. Things like that. You can actually be able to learn based off of just community hype. You can see what you actually like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's very true. And it's funny you brought these pictures up because I had that 67 collection DVD set
Yeah.
that is on that first row.
Oh shit, you
It,
did?
yeah, it looked just like that. I bought that when it was new and just came out. So
I
that
gotta
was
go back for that, man. I gotta go back for that. Like I really, it's crazy. When I very first got Netflix, this is when I very first got Netflix. They had it on there, and this is, most people at this time weren't really on to Netflix just due to, it's streaming, it's something new.
mhm.
Uh, and this is around the time when they went digital, because before, they would just send it to you in the mail. You know what I mean? They'd send you a movie in the
Oh
mail
yeah.
type deal.
That's where I
Um,
started with Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't on there, man. I definitely wasn't that early in, but you know what I mean. So like, we were watching Spider Man, and it was cool, but they shortly took it off, and I'm just like, come on, Netflix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, that's even the same with the animated series from the 90s. That's never been released in full seasons because there's always been like copyright or
What's up, casual?
distribution issues.
Yeah,
So that's never ever came out as full seasons on disc format. So
but
that
on
on
streaming format, you can. It's everything.
yeah, now they can for streaming, but they've
Okay,
never released the seasons that you can buy because they had a couple DVDs with like 5 episodes. They did like the Venom Saga, the Return of the Green Goblin, and
right,
stuff like that, where they just handpick some episodes, and then they would
right,
also go back and I think Stan Lee would pick an episode from that '60s cartoon and
right.
add that on there,
Oh
and then
wow.
that's all you could buy. So before Disney Plus got the rights to that, I actually bought them in the Google Play Store so I could own them in some way.
Right. Okay, okay. So when I pull up Disney Plus, this is actually what you get if you just type in Spider Man. A little bit of, I think the oldest one that they have on here. What the hell? Okay, anyways, so you get Yeah, I was like, what the hell are they doing with Thor, man? But you get Spider Woman, 1979, just one season. Have you watched this show before?
No, I haven't. That's not one that's intrigued me.
Come on, Brenton, you gotta give Spider Woman some time, man. Look, Rose, Spider Man's in here. She's fighting Dracula. Come on, man, you gotta give her some time, bro. You gotta give her some time. But no, I'm
Yeah,
bringing
that
this up to show you guys. Like, look, this is the 81. I think this is a show that came after the 67 series, if I'm not mistaken. But you get a lot of good things on here that you guys can actually go back Hey, don't look at the play button there. Of course, I haven't checked them out either, but I'm gonna get to them. Hey, I'm gonna get to them. But look, Sandman right here. Like you get a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think that was after Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yep, that was right after 2 years after. Yep. So this is when he teams up with Silver Surfer. Is that right or no? Mix.
That's usually Firestar and Iceman.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Right there. Good catch. Good catch. Cool, man. Cool. And then this is another good one. This is the 1994 one, the one that everybody should
Yep.
know, man. Everybody should know this 1994 one. And if you don't, hey, I'm sorry, man. You got to check it out. You got to check this out.
But that one's even really good too. This one
This one's good.
is no, I don't think it's this one because I don't. They made a spectacular Spider-Man, but I don't think this one's it.
Huh.
That may not be on there because
What
there's a
about this one,
spectacular
though?
Spider-Man is considered like the best they've ever done that were like
Yeah.
closer.
It's called Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yep. 'Cause I
Spectacular
actually
Spider.
have that.
Oh, yeah, this is 2008. I'm looking at it right now. See if I can pull it up here. Okay, yeah, it's a different animated style, so it's definitely not this 1999 version. But
Nope. They don't have pupils.
wait, what?
In that spectacular Spider-Man, like the animation style, the eyes don't have pupils. They're just like
Oh
brown.
yeah, they're black, bro. What the
Yeah,
hell? Look at
there's
that.
no pupils for those.
Okay, yeah, all right, all right.
And I don't think they also have. There's an MTV version that was done, I
Uh-huh.
think, in the late '90s or early 2000s. That Neil Patrick Harris voiced Spider-Man, I believe,
Right.
for that, and it has like a really weird animation style.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Hey, no doubt, just casual. Appreciate you being here, man. Um, it's definitely cool, man. This is definitely cool. Like, I don't know like which one of those is my favorite. It probably would have to be the 94 version, so that's the one I actually have seen straight through. But one day I do plan on going back and actually just watching all of them just to kind of, soak in some Spider-Man, honestly.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But tell me how you feel about the Batman animated series, man. I'm hoping I hear some good things, Brendan.
No, I mean
I'm really
that's
hoping I hear some good
fantastic too.
things.
Everyone grew up on that, and that's
Yeah.
why I said that. Those old cartoons they treated kids as more, I guess, adult like or smarter than what cartoons do today.
Yeah.
Like I try and watch some of the current cartoons with my kids, and I'm just like, this is so stupid. Like nothing is a multi-part story
Yeah.
or anything like that. Back in the day, they were hitting kids with all kinds of stuff and more adult themes, and it was like a whole different world.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, man. I'm actually gonna pull it up now, trying to get to it. This is crazy because there's actually another Batman show, and it's titled The Batman, this one right here.
Oh yeah, I like that theme song a lot. I have all those
This
too.
one was really good. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean
a sorry, go ahead.
they changed like how
Oh,
the villains look. Like the Joker looks very different,
yeah, right
but
here. Very different.
I didn't let it deter me from what the show was. I still really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah. You get some other heroes in there. You get the Flash in there a couple times, Green Arrow, Vertigo. It gets very good, man. But obviously, this one right here is the crown jewel. And you had made
Mm-hmm.
this comment before. You said Heart of Ice. This one
Oh
right
yeah.
here is the greatest episode ever in this series. Do you stand by
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I think it'll be hard to argue that there's a better series than that, or better episode in this series.
Yeah. I think this is where a lot of people, I guess you could say, in love for Mr. Freeze really kind of like from our generation anyway, like it really like, oh crap, like I like what this villain is doing,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah, and it made him so sympathetic where he's doing all of this to save his wife. Like there's so much more to his character than I'm just being evil to be evil.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like I don't want to compare, but it's almost kind of like Punisher, to where like he's really not a bad guy. Like yeah, he's a higher like he's like it's really based on like kind of like what's happened to him. You know what I'm saying? Like his circumstance. So I can definitely see that, man. But that's another show that was honestly just amazing, and it still holds up to this day, which is crazy because we're talking what 30 years later, it still holds up, bro. Still holds
Yeah,
up to this day.
and if you want a neat fact here, so if you look up, Paul Dini wrote that for that show. So
Hmm.
Bruce Timm artwork, Paul Dini did the writing,
Hmm.
and I guess when he was working on that, there was a moment where he actually got like jumped in New York and got
Yeah.
beat up really bad and hospitalized,
Oh damn.
and he had a lot of issues after that, like PTSD and stuff. He gets a little bit jumpy,
Uh huh.
but he wrote a Batman graphic novel then called The Dark Knight: A True Batman Story. And it was like
Oh,
a way for him to help move on from that experience.
nice, nice. Uh, Edwin, I definitely agree. The best movie, because I think they did two movies, right? It was a
Yeah, I think
Sub-Zero
they
movie, and
yeah, they did like yeah, Mr. Freeze Sub Zero. I think that was the other one.
yeah, yeah. Mask of Phantasm was the best movie, says Edwin Diaz. I can see that one definitely of the two.
Now, have you watched The Batman? Or I mean Beware the Batman.
Never heard of Beware the Batman.
That was a newer one. I think it was like 2012, 2013, and they focused on like unknown or smaller Batman villains for that. It only ran for like one or two seasons.
I think. Oh, dude, hell no. Okay, no, I'm pulling this up right now. I seen it and
It's
I actually did play it. And dude, this was different, man.
but it's not
This was
bad. Like if you
different.
watch it, because then you get people like Professor Pig, Anarchy that's shown there.
Look, man, hey, I'm all for being able to see some different villains. Nah, I just couldn't get with the art style because I'm like, man, what's going on?
Oh yeah, they really changed it up for this.
Yeah. Now the Batman, I got with that. It was different, but it was like, okay, it's not too different. This right here was completely different to where it's just it was almost like a whole, completely different thing, man. Completely different thing. So yeah, I
I'd
wasn't I wasn't
I'd
with
say
this one,
stick
man.
with it. Keep trying.
I'll give
I
it
think
another
you can.
listen. I'll give it another listen. I will. I will.
All right.
Yeah, I definitely will, man. I definitely will. So out of the entire DC and Spider-Man, give me two from each. What is your two favorite DC villains?
Oh, villains. Okay.
Villains. Two favorite DC villains.
Well, let me go with. I'm gonna say the Joker. So that one seems
Okay.
like an easy one. That's like, probably most people
Almost
would go with
cheating.
that.
Yeah, almost cheating a little bit, but it's
Um,
cool.
Let me think. Trying to think of stories that I really like and who's the
Razor
villain in
Ramon.
those.
Definitely, man.
I think I have a really soft spot for Doomsday.
Okay. So Doomsday, Joker. Okay, now give me two from Spider-Man. Two from Spider-Man.
Right. I think that's easy to go with, just like Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin. I think
Wow,
those
he even
two.
said he said Deathstroke and Darkseid. What's going on, Darth Rashid? What's going on, man? Iron, what's good, man? What's good? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Aiden says Venom and Carnage. Okay, okay. I see, man. I see. So, dude, take me back a little bit, man. What was a young Brenton doing besides watching the Batman animated series and watching Spider-Man. What was you doing, man? Because I know you're heavily into comics. So what was childhood for you like growing up in the comic book store, bro?
Yeah, well, I had one that was really close to me, but
Yeah.
the owner was such a weirdo. Like he was, there was
Oh
always
man.
stories about him being so weird, and he made you feel uncomfortable when you walked in. I don't know if you've ever been to a comic book store where you walk in there and the owner just like eyes you the whole time, like no matter what you're looking at.
So to
He's just
spice this up a little bit, how old were you, man? This is because this was Chris Hansen pulling up in the driveway. Like what's going on?
well, it was a different time, so it was probably about a little over a mile from my house, and we'd just ride our bikes to it. So it was like
Oh
a
man, this
different
sounds like
life.
some Pennywise stuff, man. Talk to me, Britton. Talk to me,
Yeah,
man. Okay,
so
so you riding the bike? Are you by yourself or with some buddies, man? What's going on?
I usually had a friend with me. I usually didn't go there by myself.
Okay, okay, all
So
right,
that
all right.
was, and then it was funny, just bought like random stuff there. So it was so different when you were a kid. You just thought like old was valuable.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't make any sense of like, okay, it has to be in demand to actually have any value to it.
yeah.
So I think I bought some like old Fantastic Four issues there,
So
like maybe
not
like
to
around.
cut you off, but we have some questions for you.
All right.
Uh, where did he touch you, Britton? And
No,
then always giving you candy and free comics, huh?
no, I kind of wish I got free comics, but I didn't get any of that. So he was just more like just eyeing you up like you were gonna steal something all the time. You couldn't even like finger through the back issues.
Oh man,
So it was like, oh, time to get out of here. But that there was a time when it was, I mean, the comic books were easier to find, so
yeah,
you could
yeah.
go anywhere. Like there was a coffee shop in the hospital my dad worked at, and I remember getting Amazing Spider-Man 372 there, and it's
Okay,
him. Like it's a green background, and Spider-Man's like webbed up on it with all of his limbs have webbing
yeah,
tied to it.
yeah.
So that's one I remember getting there, and that I mean that doesn't even exist anymore. So it's hard to find comic books out for kids. But I wasn't like a monthly reader at that
Mm-hmm.
point. I mean, you would get them from like the Sears Wish Book. Every
Damn.
Christmas you'd get the Sears Wish Book, and it was like 600 pages of stuff. And there was just random like comics they would send you in a stack. You'd get like 50 comics.
So it's kind of like it was kind of like free comic book days where they just give you like a random stack, kind of like that.
Well, I mean, your parents would buy it for you. You get it on Christmas. They would have like this really crappy box for them that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make any sense. It's nothing like today.
Yeah.
But that's where I got so many comics. Like some of those Ghost Rider and the Midnight Suns. There was like an issue of that I remember getting. Uh, Man, I can't even remember all the other ones. But for whatever reason, Amazing Spider-Man 368. I don't even know how I got it,
Yeah.
but that was like my favorite book to read. I read that till like the cover fell off.
Damn. So what's the difference now versus back then? Because it seems like back then, because I was talking with Lord King David, man. Shout out David, man. Um, with King, and he was basically talking about you know just reading the book. If you remember that episode, man, I think it was
Yeah.
episode 27, if I'm not mistaken. But we were just talking about just reading and just the pure joy of reading. You'd roll up the book, you put it in your pocket, you took it everywhere you went. What's the difference now versus back then? I don't mean the online reading aspect, but the physical copy. It's almost like it's not to be touched.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get in that collector mentality now where it's I just buy this, put it in a bag and board, and stick it in the box. And hopefully it's worth something years from now.
So are people buying the books nowadays specifically to sell in the future, or are they buying them for personal collection because they love Silver Surfer, for example?
Well, I think they're well. One, let's clear the air. It's probably adults that are all doing the buying. Like kids
Oh
aren't
yeah,
buying these anymore.
yeah.
Like, well, one, how can kids afford it? I mean, what are you going to give them an allowance of like $100 a month or something so they can buy $4 comic books? They can't even read that much.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Uh for sure, man. Like I feel like like you got to learn so much when it comes to the comic game in terms of like having to get them bagged and board, because like when I went, if you remember that very first time,
Yeah.
I bought those two Libra Mayo covers and I literally just took it and I was opening everything. Everybody was like freaking out, but it was like, well, isn't that what you're supposed to do? It's a fucking book, man.
You're
Like what do
supposed
you
to
mean?
read it, right?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell, dude? So, but
Old habits die hard. I still read my new books, so
you open them, you actually read them,
yeah,
then you put them
yeah,
back in.
yep.
But if you open the book, doesn't that mean you won't get a 9.8?
No, I think you can do it carefully. I like to lay it on a flat surface. Be careful with the pages, but I still buy
Sounds
them
like
to read
prom
them.
night, Brenton. Sounds like prom night, man.
Yeah, you kind of baby it a little bit more because maybe something big will happen in this, but the joy is still reading those stories because
Yeah,
for the longest time you didn't get other media to consume stories about these characters. You'd get that show, and if you had it like once a week,
yeah,
you'd watch Spider-Man, and then all week long you'd be like, well, I still want to know more about Spider-Man. I'm gonna have
right.
to read a book. There's no movies. The MCU doesn't exist.
That's why you buy 2 copies, is what Aiden says.
I can't afford that. $8 for every time I want to follow a book. It gets expensive.
Yeah, man. No, and that is crazy that you mentioned it, because I was having that conversation with somebody. I think it was Tone. How we didn't have that growing up. Like, I mean, there might have been one movie out at that time. I think one of the first Marvel movies was, and I'm not talking about Blade, obviously. Shout out Blade, by the way, and Wesley Snipes, but I'm really talking about, wasn't the first one Hawk with Eric Benet? Is that
Banna.
right? Bana?
I
Yeah,
mean, you
isn't
got to
it?
go back further. I was like, Batman '89 was like the movie I wore out on VHS. So that's the one I watched to death. And, Batman Returns came out. Those were about the only two huge movies when I was really young. So Superman was already out. Like they
Hmm.
did the four Superman movies. But to be honest, watching Superman the movie as a
Yeah,
kid,
Reeves, yeah.
that was just boring for a long time. Like it's a good like hour into the movie
Yeah, peace out,
before he
casual. You have a
becomes
good one, man.
Superman.
Definitely. Do you feel Reeves is the best Superman of all time?
I appreciate him a lot more being older. I appreciate those movies. But I'm actually a big Henry Cavill fan too. Like I think he did a great job.
Oh shit. Wow. Okay. Uh, that's a big statement, man. A lot of people like Reeves, bro.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. That's right, man. Look, here we go. Reeves is the GOAT. You heard it here first, man. Nathan is Reeves. Aiden is Reeves. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Cavill couldn't capture Clark. What the fuck?
well, actually, he never even really got to be Clark until
Oh
what
man.
BVS, and then like Man of
Yeah.
Steel, Clark barely existed as we
What,
know him.
what do you think went wrong with the whole that universe? Do you think it was behind the scenes stuff that didn't really let them be able to capture, what could have been, what I mean, with Zack Snyder?
No, I think it was more of just his vision of how he wanted to do it. So him trying to portray Superman in that dark palette, it just doesn't work. He is bright and like humor. Like that's why I argue Clark Kent is probably the most human
Oh, so
character.
you want some Dean Kane is what I'm hearing. Hey,
Hey, that was
Lois.
that was a fun show.
Dude, The
I'm not
Adventures
gonna
of
let you.
Superman,
Yeah, that
amazing show.
I love that show.
Shout out Dean Kane and Terry Hatcher. Is that right? Terry Hatcher?
Yep,
Yep.
Terry Hatcher.
Yeah. Shout out to both of them, bro. So it's crazy. I was actually sick 7 months ago or whatever. So I was sick. It was like late night, man. And like the next 3 days, I literally just like watched like as many of the episodes as I could of that show. And that show is really, really good. And whoever I don't know the actor, but whoever portrays Lex in that show did an
Oh
amazing
yeah,
job as Lex. An amazing job. So if
he
any of you
was
guys
great.
out there who've never seen The Adventures of Superman, I believe it came out in 1992, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Check it out, man.
yeah.
Check it out.
Lois and Clark, The Adventure. Yeah, I think it's on HBO Max.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it
you know,
is. It is very good, man. Very good. And the whole time I'm like, dude, come on, Lois. How do you not know it's Superman? How do you not know it's Superman? I also kept rooting for him. Like, tell her, bro, tell her. And he kept about to tell her, but then he wouldn't. I was like, tell him, man.
I know, and I love that whole idea where he's like, you know what, I could get the girl so easy if I just
Yeah,
went off and I was like, hey, I'm Superman.
yeah,
But then he's like, no, I don't want it that way. Like, I want her to fall in love as Clark,
yeah,
as who I am.
yep,
So he's very much like the opposite of Batman and even his portrayal. Like, he is Clark Kent, and Superman's just something that he does.
yeah.
Whereas
What's
it's
going
the
on, Jerry?
opposite for
Definitely,
Batman.
man. Definitely. I agree, man. So what's your preferred Batman, black or blue?
You know, I like them both. I can't really complain. Like, I don't get angry. I have a lot of old Batman stories. So he was mainly blue and gray, and that look doesn't bother me at all.
And I know we had talked about this prior, but I would definitely love you to answer this again if you would. What is your preferred Batman? And I'm talking about the movies. Is it Adam West?
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this.
Because
You're
Adam West
opening
did
up.
have a Batman movie, not just a TV show. So he
Yeah,
was in
he
the
did.
movie. You can
If you
count
want to
him.
call it that, it ran for like 90 minutes or whatever. You know, that was a
Eh,
movie.
that was a
He
movie. That was a movie.
ran around with the bomb. Um, no, I really liked Pattinson as Batman. You know, I still feel like the
Take it
Batman was
easy, sweetheart. No.
that was my favorite film iteration of Batman. You know, for the longest time it was 89. Like
Yeah.
nothing could top the Keaton movie.
Ooh.
But this one I felt like it just really brought that detective aspect from the comics to the big screen for once.
Don't fuck this up, Brenton, says Nathan.
Okay.
Nah, looks like we're getting some George Clooney. Um, and then looks like we're also getting Pattinson. Aiden says Pattinson. Nah. For me, I would agree, man. I think Keaton for me is Keaton and Bell, and it's not so much about actually liking Batman per se. I generally just like the Bell trilogy. You know, the Norton trilogy. Like I generally like what we got. You know.
Yeah, and I prefer Batman Begins over The Dark Knight, so it's probably in the minority for that, but I kind of like that movie the
No, that's
best out of that trilogy.
was Scarecrow in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, that was really good though, man. It was really good. Yeah, it was really good, man. Really good. And the first one kind of is always slow. You have to go back to the origin as how this is happening.
Hmm.
So I never feel like you can really judge that first one. But if you're comparing Batman Begins to the Batman now, which one's better? Because both of those are technically origins.
They are, but I think they're different stories. Like I think the Batman moves in a slower time and continuity than Batman Begins. Like Batman Begins, they kind of push through um, his finding Bruce Wayne. So he kind of came out and was like, "Yeah, I'm already this like smooth billionaire." They kind of moved too fast with that from where he was that he just wanted to be left alone or go find out what it's like to be a criminal.
What's that song? Baby, don't hate me. Come on, Jerry.
Yeah, I know a lot of people love Affleck, but I just have too many uh, problems with his Batman.
Keaton or Bell, it's not even close. What's going on, Made and Mike, man? We're right now we're just talking about who is the best Batman of all time. And it's crazy. I know we're specifically talking about the movie. But Brent, we all know who the best Batman of all time is, man. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
You want me to say Pattinson?
Hell no,
Batman?
man. Put some respect on his name. He's the voice actor, man. Kevin.
Oh,
Come
Kevin
on, man.
Conroy. Yeah.
Put some respect on his name. That's the best Batman of all time, man. Come on, people.
I wasn't even thinking that. I just turned the animation stuff off at times.
Dude, but he does such a great job.
He really does in
Such
the
a
way
great job.
he talks, like the way he changes his voice. And it's not like it's a goofy voice, not like Bale did the goofy Batman voice that everybody mocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where is she?
Yeah.
Where is she?
So,
Oh man, Maiden Mike's World says George Clooney. Clooney wasn't bad. Was Clooney the one who fought
Poison Ivy and
Schwarzenegger?
Freeze. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Bane, the
yeah.
worst Bane ever. Like that was a pointless edition. But you know, it's funny. So for the DVDs, they released these 2-disc editions,
Yeah.
and every edition had director's commentary. So I wanted to be like I was curious to me. So do you know like Joel Schumacher? Like he makes some really dark, effed up movies. Okay, like did you ever see 8mm with Nicolas Cage about the smut films and
Nah.
oh, like he makes dark stuff, and he got contracted to do Batman, so he did Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, and those aren't dark at all. But that was like a WB mandated like um oh shoot, who directed the first two Batmans? What's his name? Does all the weird stuff. Shit, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway,
no, you get you
his
get.
his movies were considered too dark and like scared children. So WB stepped in and they're like, we need to make lighter Batman movies. Oh yeah, there you go, Pudgy. Thank you, Burton. Tim Burton did those.
Tim Burton. Yeah.
So WB made Schumacher make like these goofy ass movies, just to like not scare kids.
Nice, man. That's
So,
crazy, dude.
and apparently he asked his granddaughter, and he
Yeah.
was just like, "What villain do you want to see?" And she's like Poison Ivy or something. So that's how she was in the movie.
Okay.
And then he was forced to add Batgirl in too because they wanted to capture a girl audience.
Nice. So dude, just keeping it on the movie scene, obviously, but you gotta tell me, man, because you know you said about the late '80s and then obviously the '90s, but you know if you take a little bit of a step forward, we're talking about that early 2000 time frame, you know. The Mummy, man. Talk to me about Brandon Fraser and what the Mummy movies meant to you. Because, like, no, dude, people give those movies a little stuff, but you got to admit, as in that age range at that time, those were movies that were constantly on repeat. The Mummy movies were because, like, dude, you're learning about ancient Egypt. You know, you got the pyramids, you got the scarabs, you got the Anubis. You know, just all the different things that come with the Egyptian culture and the gold, everything, and it's really good and fascinating. But let's keep it real. Brandon Fraser was that dude, man. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, no, I mean those were great movies. I actually so every year for my birthday, my aunts would take me to a movie. And we went one year to that first Mummy movie.
Yeah.
And it was funny because we were the only people in the theater. So how often does that happen? But that movie's a lot of fun, and for some reason it resonates with kids today. Like my daughter loves those movies, and I can't even explain why. But you know, they're just a lot of fun. I think that's the part about those is that people just sit back for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just have fun.
Yeah, man. I just remember like, you know, when you see his face in the sand, and then I'm gonna see if I could actually like pull up a clip. Let me see here. I wanna play this clip for you. And this clip here, it really makes me laugh every single time I see this clip because let's see if I can actually get a good one though. I want to get a really good one, man. Let me see if I can play this here. Okay, so here's a clip. I'm gonna pull it up. And while I'm going, what's one of your favorite mummy clips?
Oh, when we say this in my immediate family for whatever reason, that
Yeah.
part where he's just like, "You're on the wrong side of the river,"
Oh
that's
yeah.
for.
Yeah. Sand
So
became alive. Yep, for sure, man. Oh, dude, let me see here. Let me play this real quick here. This is pretty cool, man. I'm gonna play this real quick, and it's like remember right here when he's running and stuff.
oh yeah.
Then he turns around and there's the mummy. And this is so crazy because like he starts speaking in like all these languages, bro.
Oh yeah.
The king watch over me as a shepherd watches over his flock.
Look at that. He has all these different religions. He's just like, I'm gonna find one that works.
Dude, I would have been running, man. Freak this, bro.
Exactly.
Oh, that last one saves him. That last one saves him.
So yeah, Hebrew.
My prince.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Dude, that scene.
I was actually bummed because that ride was closed at Universal when we went earlier this summer.
Okay.
So I think they were working on it.
Yeah, you said the kids like it, huh?
Well, that one's rough. That one is like, I'm getting too old to ride that one. You kind of hurt when you're done riding that.
Yeah.
So it was probably a good thing.
So there's a what is it? Is it like a roller coaster or is it
Yep. It's just like a roller coaster. So I don't know how it ties into the movie, but they kind of just have, a movie theme inside, and then I guess the mummy chases you and you ride away on the roller coaster.
Oh hell no, dude. That would be kind of creepy, man. Yeah. Can I get a Brenton Palmer shout out, please, man, from Collecting Weekly, man? Come on, man. You got to do this for the Oxfather himself, man. Episode 11, the Oxfather, man. Well, shout out Collecting Weekly. Go ahead, Brenton, man. Let's get a shout out, Brenton. Come on, man.
Yeah, everyone check out Collecting Weekly. We're getting so close to 2,000 subs. If you're not subbed, head over there, join up, and enjoy the content. It's great. It's almost every day.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Definitely. And then I'll just share it right here, man. Collecting Weekly is definitely a really cool channel, man. Here it is for those of you guys out there who do not follow Collecting Weekly, man. Definitely a very cool channel. Like it's crazy. Like I'm not into like 6 scale stuff, and then like I just slowly started watching like more and more and more, which is kind of like really like crazy. And I'm like, damn, dude, they got something on literally almost every day to where like, what I mean? It's definitely pretty cool, man. Even today I found myself watching the one guy, Ian, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just started myself watching, man. So it was cool, bro. It was cool. Nah, you're all good, Zach, man. We roll with the flow, bro. All good.
It's almost like TV. It's like paid programming, exactly what day and what's going to be on that day.
Yeah, man. Dude, it's funny because we were behind stage and I'm like, yo, bro, I got an after dark story. I got an after dark story, man. Okay, so here's a real lighthearted one, bro. Here's a real lighthearted one. So let me see, bro. I'll just tell this. Okay, this is a PG one. I could tell. This is about. I guess you could say like minor child abuse, maybe. I don't know, but like, so
Oh
we're at this.
God.
Right, we're at this amusement park, and I think this is 1999 or 2001. We're at Worlds of Fun or Adventureland. Can't remember which one. Um, Next thing I know, dude, we're looking for uh one of the other kid's mom or something. Like, she's nowhere to be found, but the kid's nowhere to be found either. But we know they're not together. So it was like my responsibility to like watch the kid. We're the same age. So I'm just kind of like, well, how's it my responsibility? We get like lost and everything. Next thing you know, we're separated and everything. And then like I swear, and I could be exaggerating, but I swear, like she literally picked me up by my neck, bro. Like
Oh wow.
freaking 6 inches off the ground. And it's like slow motion. Like I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, why are you abusing me? And nobody around is saying anything, stops anything. And this has to be some 20 years ago type shit, bro. Because in today's generation, fucking CPS would have teleported there with Nightcrawler. You hear me, man?
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm just saying.
That was just normal. And be like in the late 90s, that was normal for like kids to get picked up by their throat.
Bro,
an
she
adult.
freaking picked me up like the damn Undertaker, bro. But freaking Paul Heyman, Undertaker. I'm freaking telling you to. Shout out, man. Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, dude. So, man, just moving along, bro. I gotta ask this question too. And sometimes I skip it, sometimes I don't. But I gotta ask you, man, because I know you've been in the community a while, man. So you've seen stuff behind scenes. You've seen stuff that gets aired that probably shouldn't get aired. What the hell, Walton? Casper to tell the kids to get off the Wi-Fi. What the fuck? What the hell's wrong with the Wi-Fi, bro? Am I not clear, bro?
Sometimes you go robotic a little bit, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Man, dude. Hey,
But
look,
it's okay.
man. Look, bro.
So,
We got the fastest Wi-Fi speed, man. But you know how it is, man. The house, everybody just be on that stuff, man. But dude, like, is there anything in the community that honestly grinds your gears? Is there anything in the community that now you know? It's our segment based off of Peter Griffin's Family Guys Grind My Gears. Is there anything that you generally just dislike in the community? Just anything that you like, people? Oh, we gotta fight. Oh, we gotta make videos. People, why we gotta steal? People, why we gotta leave like harsh comments in the comment section? Communities, why you gotta re-release stuff? Prime One, like why you gotta do all these different things? Like why we gotta scale shim? Like what's on your chest that you just want to get off that you've been seeing, man?
you know what probably maybe bugs me the most
Yeah,
is like when you're excited to get something and you get it in
don't
and
say
you
it.
want to share it with the community,
Yeah,
and then you just get those comments of like, that sucks, that's ugly, like that's the worst piece, who would buy that, that kind of thing. And it's just like, if you don't like that one, just keep going, keep scrolling. We don't need to comment on that.
yeah.
You don't need to, because none of this is cheap. So no matter what you bought, you don't want to like crush somebody's spirit of like, oh, you just wasted all that money and you got probably the worst statue you could have gotten.
No, but the number one thing that I honestly have learned though is that art is very, very subjective. You know what I mean? Like for example, like Doctor Strange, the XM one, there's certain things about it that I didn't honestly like. But once, we're talking to you, you know what I'm saying? Like we're kind of like, you kind of do get to learn a little bit more. Okay, so that's the reason for the black head. Because me, like I said, I haven't read comics, so therefore I don't know those things. But now knowing that, it makes more sense why I would actually want to put that sculpt on, that portrait on. So just different things like that gives you a different appreciation. Like, oh, okay, I would like that, man. I would like that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, and that's that's very true. This is all very subjective. Like what you think looks good may not be what someone else thinks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big Bermejo fan, but lots of people love his stuff.
Yeah.
So, it's just not for me. I don't find it appealing, and there's nothing wrong with people that love it. There's not
You know what's
anything wrong with
crazy?
people that don't.
I like his art in terms of like the comic covers. I like the art a lot, but when it comes to the statues don't sway me though. And I know that sounds kind of weird because they're basing it off of the art, but
Mm-hmm.
the statues themselves don't sway me to spend that money. And I don't know if it's necessarily the statue or it's just that I'm not a third scale collector. I think that's probably more to do with it than the actual artist because I do like his artwork. Like when I saw his comic cover of Detective, I think it was 167 or something like that, I think, or 153, can remember. It was an amazing cover of Batman and Batgirl. Amazing cover. Like seriously,
Oh, okay.
amazing variant cover. But it just doesn't sway me enough to like actually want to get the statue of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that makes perfect sense, and it probably depends on the character too, and like how much are you into Joker, and then if you're a big Joker fan and you have Joker statues, you probably want a little bit of variation, like unless you want to keep getting the same exact outfit every time.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I definitely agree there, man. So what's next on the list for you, Brenton? What's the next statue that you anticipate to not necessarily come in, but what's the next statue you're looking at potentially pre-ordering?
Well, was it yesterday? I finally ordered the Sideshow Hulk versus Hulkbuster maquette.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know that.
So, yep, I'm gonna work on paying that one, and then just play the waiting game. So I think,
Is that one already out or is pre-order?
yeah, it's actually in stock. So I have stuff that I'm selling. So I kind of
Yeah,
use
making the
other
payment
parts
plans.
of
Yeah.
hobbies to pay for things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Cool, dude. Congrats, man. Definitely
Thanks.
congratulations. And we're
So
gonna talk more about dioramas because we were talking about that before. But what's some dials that you would like to see, and from what companies do you want to see them at? Because you were talking about you want more Hawk versus. So who do you want to see in a Hawk versus?
yeah, if Sideshow continues with the line and we start seeing Hulk versus Thor, Hulk versus Thing, I don't even know how they would do this if they added like the UFOs
Hmm.
versus Hulk in some way. Anything, because I feel like the Hulk has had so many classic battles. Like, who hasn't he fought in the
Yeah.
Marvel Universe? If they just keep creating those, I just thought it'd be a really cool display.
Yeah. Yeah. For
See, I
for
like
sure.
Aiden's comment there too. Hulk versus Red Hulk. That would be fun.
Yeah, because you said the Red Hawk isn't Banner, right?
Yeah, that's General Ross.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? That's how you know I don't know comics, man. Are you fucking serious? That's General Ross's whole fucking
Yeah,
time?
yeah, that's who the Red Hulk
Wow.
is.
And I'm okay. I'm basing what I'm about to say off of the movies, obviously. The Incredible Hulk. Are you serious? This dude was talking all this trash in the movie about Banner and that, and he becomes the fucking Hulk. So tell me, how does he become the Hawk, man? My bad. Just school me real quick, man. How
Oh
does he
God,
become the
you
Red
know what?
Hawk?
I think I've probably forgotten more than I can remember at this point.
No, you good. I'm
So
gonna definitely check that out, man. That kind of irritated me. There, man. Dude, that gives the whole movie. So now the next time I watch that flick, won't even matter. Motherfucker, you about to become the Red Hawk, dude. You talking all this shit and hunting down your daughter's boyfriend or whatever for all this crap, man. Whatever,
yeah, but you
bro.
have to look at the motivation of why does he want to do that?
Because he doesn't want his daughter dating this
No,
monster.
he wants to make the Hulk a weapon.
Yeah,
He wants
weaponize
to
it.
use
Yeah.
it for military means.
Hmm.
So that's essentially what he ends up doing because he doesn't lose um like his thoughts or become dumber as the Hulk.
Yeah.
So he still has his intelligence and just like he is.
Yeah,
But
dude.
I like these ideas though, like the Hulk versus Silver Surfer, Hulk versus Doctor Strange. Hey, that'd be classic. They're teammates and sometimes they fight.
Yeah, man. That would be pretty cool. Like, I would love to see. Are you fine with the scale that Sideshow does though, with the dials being a fifth scale, or do you wish they were quarter scale?
It's probably gonna be fine when I get it in hand. It's probably the space
Space.
is
Okay. Yeah.
probably going to
Yeah.
be fine. But like that piece is very, I don't know, artistically viewed maybe. And what I mean by that is, I think it looks great. Like to
Yeah.
my eye, that's a great look. I love the way Hulk looks. I think the Hulkbuster looks really good. The pose doesn't necessarily bother me,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't like that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Because I'm thinking about getting the Spider-Man versus Venom. I'm actually looking at my wall now, seeing if I can make it work somehow. Because I was thinking about getting that
you know,
one,
I thought
but I
about that one
canceled it.
too, and I like that pose. Like a lot of people don't like that, but that's another one that I enjoy. I would think about.
Dude, it's not a bad one, and it's only like $700. You know what I mean?
Well, it reminds me so much of those early Marvel trading cards. So like that first series that came out in like 1990. As
Yeah.
part of that card series, they did like the greatest battles.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they even did that for volume 2. And that's what it reminds me of like these greatest Marvel battles. That's what I'd
Yeah.
love to see. Give me like a Daredevil versus Bullseye maquette like this. Do
Yeah.
something like that. Uh, I just hope that they sell enough to keep going.
You want a one of one Lady Death versus Deja Thoris? Silicone, please.
Yeah.
Oh man. Buck would have sold you his Spider-Man versus symbiote. Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. Shout out to the people who have that though, man. But I'm definitely cool myself on that. Yeah, dude. So this is pretty cool, man. It's something that I probably will end up not getting it though, just due to I probably will end up not getting it, man. For me though, I think the very next aftermarket piece I'm gonna hunt down is probably gonna be Sandman. It's probably
Okay.
gonna be Sandman. It's probably gonna be a Sandman, man. But I want to make sure it's the right price, and
It's
I'm
not gonna be
not
a
budging.
Rhino.
Well, Rhino's not aftermarket, so
Okay, that's right.
yeah. But if we're
You're
talking about
right.
aftermarket, it's Sandman, and I'm
I was
not
thinking
budging,
this
man.
out.
Hey, if you got a Sandman for 750 ship, holla. If you got a Sandman, and I'll even go as high as 850 ship. I've seen the prices on them. I'm not going higher than 850 ship. So if you have a Sandman for 850 shipped, or I'll cover my own damn shipping costs. So, you know what I mean? I'll give you 850 and I'll pay for my own label, man. I'll let your boy Cash, man. We'll make it happen. Hit me up on Facebook, KashDaGemini29 at gmail.com. We'll make it happen, man. What you looking for in the aftermarket, Brenton? Let's do some goodwill hunting, bro.
Well, next is gonna be hunting down that Hulk versus Wolverine.
What's the price you
That's
willing to
such a.
pay? Talk to the people, man.
Oh man, I'd probably look. I saw one that maybe I could get for 800 shipped. So if I could
Okay.
find it around that range,
Okay. So guys out there, man, I'm looking for an XM Sandman. My guy Brenton is looking for a sideshow Hawk versus Wolverine. Do you care for exclusive or you don't care?
no, that's the exclusives. That original head, I would probably never use that.
Okay.
That
So
that's kind of an ugly
what
Wolverine.
he means to say is he would love to pay 700 shipped. So
There,
y'all help us out, man. Help us out, man. We'll make it happen. And if y'all do accept payment plans, let us know, man. Let us know. Yep. Yep. Exactly, man. 750 ship, you crazy. No, bro, I'm not, bro. I've seen it. I've seen it. Dude, I'm telling you, if you just wait long enough, you will get whatever price you want if you wait long enough. Bro, I seen the sideshow Wolverine exclusive for $400 plus shipping. So we're talking 450 shipped. 450 shipped. I seen Vulture 800 shipped, Sandman 800 shipped. Uh what else? Lizard 1450 shipped. Wait, bro, there's no rush in this game, bro. These are collectibles. These items ain't going nowhere. We waiting. And that's what I'm trying to teach Brenton over here, man. Being a newbie in this hobby, you just gotta wait, man. We've all been, bamboozled, hoodwinked, as they call it, man. You just gotta wait, man. You just gotta wait. You know what I mean?
yep.
Aiden says, "Oh, sideshow, okay." Oh man, dude, that's almost like one of those Goodfellas moments when they all just sitting at the table laughing, man. Shout out to Aiden Martinez, man. That's my guy, man. Hey, then what's up with that Ghost Rider? Stop playing though, man. But back to you, Brenton, man. Tell me, man. So what's new, man? Like, what got you really into this collecting journey in terms of statues? Because you switched from Hot Toys, et cetera, to statues. Like, what made that push? Was it the free statue from Sideshow? Is that what made the push?
No, surprisingly, no. I mean, that I was impressed with it when it came in, but it was just how I used the Hot Toys. Like, I would buy a Hot Toy, get it in hand, kind of be let down. Like, I kind of like the idea of Hot Toys more than actually owning them.
Yeah,
Because I'd put it in, like, some museum pose, and then it would just sit on a shelf.
yeah,
And I kept asking myself, why am I doing this? So there's a lot of limitations to those figures. And I was like, I'm not getting any joy from this, and they're just sitting there anyway. So I have figures that you can't really move, whether it's the suit material, whether it's the way they do seamless arms,
mm-hmm.
and things like that. So I was just thinking, this seems silly that I have these things that I'm not really thrilled with, and to keep collecting them when
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
go do something different.
yeah. No, I agree 110%. I mean, for me, my collection, I'm trying to get it to that point where I'm 100% happy. They say imitation is the what rarest form of flattery or whatever, like whatever the hell I butchered it, but you get the point. I'm pretty much mirroring what I'm doing off of Dennis Perez and Aiden Martinez. To me, based on how I want my collection, both of their respectable individual collections is the pinnacle of what I want my room to look like. So it's basically a combination of the both of those two collectors who I've been able to meet a little bit more on the personal side than, like I said, just a comment here and there, or whatever. And I like both of their collections a lot. What they're doing with the prints, what they're doing with the statue, the display, the nameplates, just the little novelty proximity pieces, everything. And I'm listing stuff that both of these individual collectors may have in there, and kind of combining the two ideas to make my own my own display. And obviously always looking to make the display better, using the space you have, not worrying if your room is small, your room is big, if you have an entire basement, just using what you have and making the best of that situation is what I see from both of those respectable collectors. And that's essentially what I've done. Like, I don't bitch about, oh man, I wish I had more room and this and that. Like, I'm just happy to actually have a room. Like, this hobby that we're in, bro, is so amazing to me still. Even being 2 years
Oh
in
yeah.
now, I'm amazed that, I grew up watching Batman. I grew up watching Spider-Man and Predator. When I look
Hmm.
behind me, there is an actual Predator with detail so much detail, and I can look at it every single day. I don't have to put on a movie and look at it through a screen. I can touch it if I want to. I can dust it off. I can keep it in its purest form. And I'm so very amazed to the artists I've been able to meet, the sculptors I've been able to meet. Um, Hearing their stories of how they're creating this stuff is captivating. It's amazing. It's like Michelangelo, Van Gogh, whoever taking a blank canvas. And next thing you know, you have this. You know what I mean? Shout out Richard
Yeah.
Long, Alex Ross, Derek Chu, all these great artists, man. I love it, bro.
Well, I think it is really a form of art. Like, it's more so than like just the figures that you
Oh,
can get.
definitely,
Like, when you get
definitely.
to statues, it does become more artistic. Like, so it's not to say that the people that work on the figures don't have a lot of artistic talent, because some of
Yeah,
those portraits they put out are just unbelievable at that scale.
yeah, they
But
are.
it just doesn't feel the same as when
Yeah,
it comes to statues. So I think you can just admire the statues a little bit more. Like, I feel more satisfied looking at them than I ever did with the figure route. So I'm just kind of moving out of that for the most part, and then just keeping down the statue path.
yeah, definitely, man. I agree. You know what I mean? Like I said, before I quote unquote got into the community, I bought three 6 scale figures, Michael, Freddie, Jason from a Sideshow in collaboration with 3 0, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't know. I just thought these were the best of the best. I bought them
Hmm.
in 2017. Never went back on the site until 2020 took a 3-year hiatus
Oh,
because when I went to
well,
it, I had somebody send me the link, from their YouTube channel, and they sent me the link, and I just went to the link, bought them, and I didn't go back to check anything, nothing. And it's crazy. I finally go back a couple years later. Like I said, I was at the gym one day, randomly happened to run into DCX, Batman Statue Collector, all these great channels. And that's how I actually got back into the hobby of seeing these. And then I'm like, oh crap, I did have some 6 scale. Oh crap, I did have that. And it's crazy, man. Yeah, definitely, Nathan. You have a good one. I appreciate you being here, man, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday, man. Peace out. So I just say that to say, this hobby is amazing, and I'm so amazed of how it's grown. What do you think is the next level that we're gonna get at these cons that are coming from various companies? Like, what are you expecting to see? Are you expecting to see a little bit of the same, or do you think we're gonna take it another level in 2022/23?
I think we may see this a lot of the same, but I'm just wondering with the way the world is working right now, or the world
Yeah.
is going, where we're headed, if there isn't more quarter scale coming to lower the prices and just people's space. So like 1/3, I don't own any 1/3 yet. Maybe in the near future one is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but from everyone's story is like they're huge, they're massive, they take up space.
Yep.
So it's hard to collect because you tend to run out of space fairly quick. And then it's not even like the statue space, it's the box space. Like what do you do with all your boxes? And do you really want to rent out a storage unit and have that extra cost? I think is a battle that I'll face eventually. But it wouldn't surprise me if we do more quarter scale. Whether it's Prime One breaks into more quarter scale or
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines to kind of lower prices a little bit, considering we're in essentially getting into a recession.
So when you say a recession, and not to take it political, but we're, for those who get offended by this type of talk, but just to kind of kind of take it there, you know what I mean? Like, what do you feel? Do you feel like recession as in 2000, what was that, 2008, if I'm not mistaken? Like that type of recession to where like there's a lot of unemployment, or what do you mean?
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to be headed again because the prices on everything
Hmm.
are getting so high. You know, a lot of businesses are in it to make money.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So if the cost of what their supplies are getting to the point where their profit margins keep going down, how do you keep them up? Is probably getting rid of some of your employees to do that.
Right.
So, it's just not a good place to be in right now. But I feel like I get involved with the statue stuff to insulate myself from having to think about the big problems in the world.
Hmm.
So that's what's the nice part about the hobby is, I'll just ignore all that stuff and then just try and focus on, pointless discussions of like which statue to pre-order.
No, man, definitely. For me, that's essentially what I do as well. I basically just try to have fun, dude. I try to have fun, and I do the most that I can in the hobby, and I just have a good time, dude. And most importantly, I feel that you know you guys have honestly like kind of made the hobby more fun than what I think it would have been without getting to know each and every one of you guys on an individual basis, collectively as well. To the people who comment on all of my videos that I put out, the people who join us on stage, the people who join us backstage, or just the people that you chat with from time to time. Like I think like you guys have honestly made this hobby more of a like a different lifestyle in your life in terms of like it's something that that definitely is fun. It's something that you look forward to. It's no different than collecting Blu-rays. Like you remember like going in the car and going to different store, running them down to hunt the specific one you wanted. And I don't think this hobby would be as. I think statue companies honestly owe the community so much more than that they know. And I don't mean YouTubers, and I'm not talking about big numbers like Toy Quest 101, Gem Man, Batman Statue Collector, Jetta Patrol, whoever you can name, Collecting Weekly, KashDaGemini, whoever, DCX. Like, I specifically mean they owe the community more than what they know, because I feel like borderline passively enabling has made so many more sales than they fucking know. Than they even know, bro. Without the social media aspect, people wait for a Gem Mint video to confirm if they're gonna buy a Storm. They wait for a video of Batman statue collector to confirm, let's just say, the newest Catwoman video a couple days ago. And that's a cool, great thing there. And I think it's an asset of companies that they don't even, maybe they know that they do, maybe they don't, but it's such an olive branch of extra sales that they may not even know that they have, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have a really good
They
point.
gotta have a metric system of that, bro. They got to.
They should figure out a way to measure that. Of
Yeah.
like, you know, I think it's a lot easier to see the enabling that happens. Everyone
Think
talks about this stuff.
Think about DT Storm. Everybody was talking about the hairline on DT on Storm. From DT's pictures, that Storm looks amazing. From Dennis's video on Toy Quest 101, amazing, bro. Now I'm sold because I've seen not all of them have the up hairline. Like my Scarlet Witch, people were talking about the teeth. My Scarlet Witch is fine. I confirmed it with Arch first, but my Scarlet Witch is fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, and this community itself it's very rewarding. It's nice having a good group of friends to like bounce ideas off of, because if it's anything like in your like day-to-day life, the people you talk to face to face, they have no interest in statues. Like trying to talk to your significant other or your spouse or anything, you're like, oh, which statue should I get? And they're just like, it's how much? No, neither. They both are you don't need that. Whereas, you have this, and collecting itself is a very lonely thing. Like,
it is, man. It really is. It really
no one
is.
else can enjoy your collection, on a daily basis.
No one.
Regardless, even if it's pictures or anything. But interacting with a community makes it a million times better and makes people want to stay involved.
Yeah, it does, and it's another friendships that are made as well, because sometimes what I don't think people, what people understand is like like even Aiden, for example. I've called Aiden before, you know what I'm saying, and we've just talked about life, you know what I'm saying, like just random stuff for like an hour. And I don't think people understand like the friendships that honestly do get made. Even look at us backstage, man. Like we'll be backstage longer than the damn show, just talking about random crap that has nothing to do with collecting. And
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. You know what I mean? It's really crazy, the hobby, man. So for me, that's probably what the hobby means the most to me, is just just the friendships that are honestly made or built, and that make this hobby that much more impressive. And even the people in the chat who don't come on the shows, you get an appreciation for them. Like, think about it on Collecting Weekly. What's the one guy? Not Tukothri, but Toy Mafia.
Toy Mafia, yeah.
He's always the first one to comment, and you look forward to that.
Yeah, and it's nice because even though you haven't maybe talked to people like this through StreamYard or on YouTube, but you go and you start watching someone else's video,
Yeah.
And then it's all in the comments. You're just like, hey, hey, hey. You're saying, you spend so much time just saying hi to everyone that you know in there. And you can
Yeah.
go that to any video in the community, and you're going to start running into people that you know or know you.
Yeah.
And that's just a really cool thing. It's like freaking Happy Days.
Dude,
You know?
one day we were on Sideshow was having a live stream, and it happened to be me, Danny, Casual, and I think one other person. I can't remember who that we all knew, and we were all there like at the same time. We didn't know. We just all randomly were there, and we were just like, "Oh crap!" We should start shouting out our channels and stuff, and just like, and it was just so fun because it was like almost like we invaded, the Sideshow stream, and it was just cool, man. It was just a cool feeling, bro.
Yeah, definitely. And it makes it so much more enjoyable to watch things like that Prime One showcase or anything. Getting
Oh
a group
yeah,
of guys together to watch that,
yeah,
or you know, a lot of that, like the Obi-Wan show, people are
yep.
watching together in groups, and it's just like it makes that stuff so much more enjoyable to do.
Dude, without you guys, without talking to Thor, chasing, without talking to you guys, like, what I mean, Thor's was like a big olive branch, and I feel like, going on with you guys each week really made, the Book of Boba, Obi-Wan, all the movies, man. Was I know you came in later,
Yeah,
but it was just amazing being able to have like a group of buddies to learn all the different, like what the hell is the Ewok? You know what I mean? What's C3P0? You know what I mean? That's what I was calling C, what R2, what is it? R2 2D? Like what
R2D2.
the hell? You know what I mean? Like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Crazy, man. Crazy. Yeah,
yeah, and
Edwin, these
it's
are the positive things, definitely, man.
Yeah, and it's like that with everything in the community now. Because
Yeah.
as soon as a new Marvel show drops on like Disney Plus, like everybody is talking about it
Yep.
together.
Yep.
So you're just like, oh, we got to talk about see what so and so thinks about this.
Yeah. Don't bring up the dancing bears, dude.
Hey, they
Yeah,
had their own
dude.
movie. Did you watch that yet?
No, Danny wanted to watch it
Oh man.
for movie of the week, but we're gonna start movie of the week back up on Wednesday. I'm gonna actually be watching Mandalorian for the first time, season 1 review. Then the next one
That's
we're gonna do season 2 review. We then there's still gonna be like 6 weeks until Andor comes, so we may fit the Ewoks in there, or we may do a different video kind of just as a filler. Just depends. But we took this Wednesday off. Um, you know,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I can't wait for that Mando one. Oh, I love that show so much.
What's going on, man? Definitely, man. Good evening to you as well, bro. Good evening as well, man. Got to get you on here sometime, man. Would love to have you on. Yeah, dude. Mandalorian's cool. Eddie's gonna be there. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I'm actually gonna start it tonight or tomorrow night. Worst case scenario, if I don't get all episodes done, we'll break it up into half, and I'll just do first half. And I'm trying to do the complete first season to kind of make it easier for you guys, especially since you guys have already watched it. But I'll watch as much
Okay.
as I can, and we'll have a good time, man. Watch the Christmas special. What's going on, Keesis, man? Dude, one of the final questions that I always ask, it always trumps people up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, bro. Uh, you like food, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's
Who
your
doesn't?
favorite food type?
Oh,
Favorite type of food, bro?
can we go with like protein slash carbs?
Protein.
It, it,
Okay, so I'm gonna give you my Mount Rushmore of meat. You got burgers, you got grilled chicken, you got New York steak, New York strip that is, and ribs. All right, that's my 4 meats right there.
okay.
What I would like you to do is give me your Mount Rushmore, and if you need an honorable mention, fifth one, that is perfectly okay. What is your Mount Rushmore of your top 4 from any genre? It could be Star Wars, Marvel, or DC. Your top 4 with a possible honorable mention fifth comic characters is on you, Brenton.
All right. So I can four. Well, at this point, I think that's pretty easy, actually. I'm going to go with Hulk, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, Spider-Man.
Ooh, do you
So
have
I'll
an
go those
honorable
four.
mention?
I'll throw a mix in there from DC. I'll go Superman.
Nice. So my man said Hawk. You said Spider-Man. You said Daredevil. You said the honorable mention of Superman. What was the other one? I missed one. Hawk, Daredevil, Spider-Man,
Spider-Man,
Superman,
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. My guy, Doctor Strange. Whew. Okay, man. Okay. Roast beef, buffalo chicken, pork chops, Wagyu rib. Yeah, man, we always try to make it fun, man. Definitely, man. I appreciate you answering that, dude. It kind of stumped some people up, man, but it made it a little bit easier there for you. You're a comic guy, you know your comics, man. So it was definitely cool, man. Dude, I just want to say thank you, man. Like, thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you for coming to episode 38 of the Cash and Out Show. You definitely didn't have to come. You came. We had a good show. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me and being such a positive person in the community. This is a great channel. It's a lot of fun, minus when we're talking probably Disney Plus Star Wars shows. Sometimes that gets a little heated.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to those guys, man.
But no, this was great. I love that you do this, and I hope it keeps going. This is always interesting to learn about the community.
Yeah, man, this show is strictly for the community. It's the most popular show on the channel. The show, definitely isn't for me, man. It's just to give everybody a voice out there. Like I said, it's always open to anybody. Going to keep it going as long as the community wants it. Whether you have a big collection or small collection, you are more than welcome to come on. If time restraints, we can definitely do a pre-recorded episode. If you want to keep the camera on or off, whatever the individual is comfortable with, we'll definitely accommodate to that. But I appreciate everybody in the community for watching this far, making it 38 episodes, man. That's crazy to me to think that. Like, I remember I got invited on DCX, and I'm like, I talked to Thor and Chris and David, and I said, hey, man, like, I got an idea that I kind of want to do. Like, I want to give people in the chat a way for people to get to know their collections. We've had some room tours. We've had 38 guests on here. Well, technically 37 because episode 12 was a holiday episode. But dude, this year's holiday episode, man, is gonna be nice. That's all I gotta say, man. But now that you've officially been on the Cash and Out Show, you officially can be on the holiday episode. We're gonna have a good time. I'm not sure the 10 people, well, 9, because you gotta include myself, the 9 guests that are gonna make it this year. But last year was cool. We had Casual, we had John, damn, who all do we have, bro? Trying to think. Let me see. Damn, dude, I'm really blanking. Wait. I know it. Okay, yeah. So we had Casual, Dennis Perez, Chad, Toy Quest 101, John, Rome, Vane 21, Dean the Dream Martin. Like, it was just an incredible show, man. We had such a good time. We did giveaways. We played games. Let the community come in and play some games. I tried on the leprechaun hat, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the leprechaun. Then me and Ty were talking, and something weird happened at the strike of midnight, man, with the leprechaun on New Year's Eve. It was just crazy, man. Had a good show, man. So this year we're gonna definitely try to run it back. My guy Victor Garduno gave out some artwork as well. I believe you got one of the art prints. Jerry got one. Yeah, you got the Venom. Jerry got the Pennywise, if I'm not mistaken. Or something, I can't remember, but like it was just a really good show, man, and I can't wait to bring that back. You know what I mean? So, definitely, man. Definitely, Eddie. I appreciate that comment, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Definitely, man. Definitely, man. You guys are definitely fun. I have a collection of life-size silicone dolls. I don't think you should want me on the show. Oh wow. Come on, Fat Ty Kid. What the hell? But Brenton, before we get out of here, man, is there any last words you would like to say? Anything new, or just anything you wanna close the show out with, man?
You know what? It's fun. I got a CGC 9.8 book to
Okay.
display with Hulk transformation.
Nice. Nice.
I'm actually going to show that tomorrow night on Collectors Club. So if
Okay.
everyone wants to tune in at 11 Eastern,
Yep.
it's on Collecting Weekly, Collectors Club. You know, you'll be able to see what comic I picked up.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Well, dude, there's only one less thing left to do. That is to thank everybody for coming again. Thank you guys. Episode 38. Brenton Banner, the man, the myth, the legend himself. Dr. Bruce Banner in the house. We'll see you guys all next time. And hey, remember one thing, man. Put some cash in your life. Put some cash in your life. Cash out, baby.
Put some cash in your life. Put some cash in your life. Every cash ain't